Alrighty, push play. Alrighty, welcome. We're going over a review with one of my classes for Chapter 1, Principles of Flight, Physics of Flight for the test. We'll be doing this fast and furious. This is just a review. We're going over the vocabulary. I still got you on video. You don't have to. No problemo. I tell you what, how about this? I'll even be nice to you guys and turn this on so you can see what I'm recording, okay? So you can see your smiley faces. All right, we're going to be going over principles of flight, physics of flight. We're not actually doing, again, aeronautical engineering stuff. We're simply trying to get the big picture of why we fly and how the Wright brothers made it happen to actually get us flying. Okay, and everybody please turn to Chapter 1, Lesson 1, and we're now talking about Chuck Yeager. Not going to make you do this. Has anybody ever heard of Chuck Yeager? What does he do? What did he do for us? Yes, sir.
Test pilot, sir.
Test pilot. Great. What did he do?
Was he the first pilot to break the speed of sound?
Exactly. Was he in the Army Air Corps when this happened?
Yes.
Thank you very much for playing. Just kidding. Actually, the Air Force loves him because the Air Force became an Air Force on September 18th, I believe, 1947. Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier on October 14th, 1947. So less than a month after the Air Force became a separate entity, he belonged to the Air Force technically and broke the sound barrier. So that's why we in the Air Force love Chuck Yeager. The thing that also was amazing about him is he was an ace in a day. He actually shot down 5 planes in one day. And I'm not sure, I should write that down. I don't know exactly how many other people have done that. I'm sure it's happened a handful of times, but very famous guy. And I'm telling you what, the other thing that's amazing about Chuck Yeager that really people don't think about is he did a lot of stuff and he did not die. A lot of World War II pilots died. A lot of test pilots died, especially in the beginning, and he did not. So he was, you always have the saying, rather lucky than good. He did a great job. Theory of flight. You don't need to know any of these names and numbers other than the fact that people have been trying to fly forever. And one of the reasons people fly is they sit up there and look at birds and see them flapping their wings. I'm here to tell you, after this lesson, you'll learn that flapping the wings does not have much to do with the miracle of flight. Flapping wings for a bird gives you thrust, but you can, just like some of these gliders here on the walls, you can actually be a pilot without flapping your wings, okay? Flapping the wings, that's what fooled everybody, all the way back from the Chinese to through the French. You think flapping wings is what makes you fly. That's not the miracle of flight. One thing I do like to say in here, though, is the French were the first to go up in a hot air balloon. That's a pretty neat idea. Somebody think about it, actually saw ashes maybe from a fire and decided to capture that in a balloon. And believe it or not, that's what made everything go off. Okay, airfoils. Now we're getting into actually why we fly. An airfoil is a structure, such as a wing or propeller, that allows you to generate lift, and basically a mix. Airfoil changes the flow of the air so that it produces lift. Changes the flow of air so it produces lift. And this is, as you see on here, it's also on the bottom of page 7, the basic concept of an airfoil that you need to know is what the word camber means. Camber means the curve of the airfoil. And when you curve the airfoil, you change the flow of the air, and that produces lift. Chord, C-H-O-R-D, is the length of the airfoil, and basically it's a straight line from the front to the back of the airfoil. The thing you need to realize is everybody thinks of airfoil, and you think of wings. That's true, but airfoil is also a propeller because airfoil pulls or creates lift that pulls the planes through. The Wright brothers, in the beginning, put together a lot of piece of physics and figured out how to fly before anybody else did. One of the ways they did it was they were pretty neat test pilots themselves, before test pilots were named that. And one of the ways they did it was they actually put airfoils in wind tunnels. And I mean a wind tunnel like this. By the way, we will have trips to Embry-Riddle to see wind tunnels at Embry-Riddle. And they have huge ones like this.